Years ago, back in patch 09, the Nova Source was the way to go. However, when synergies came out in patch 110, Nova became obsolete. For the most part anyways. It was still decent, and with the arrival of the Infinity Mercs, even better. But people had forgotten about the Nova Sorceress. Until now. In patch 2.4, Static Field becomes a synergy for Nova, where 20 hard points doubles the damage of Nova. It takes a good skill and turns it into a really good skill. I have here a discussion about Nova between Rod Ferguson, head of Diablo, and one of the other devs.
Show me the best numbers this
Sorc
has ever seen. Double it.
You got it.
Double.
Done.
I'm not kidding.
Neither am I, it's already done.
I'm just kidding. It's going to take some time.
Double.
So let's talk about the gear, stats, and the skills. Here, you can see that we're doing a top end of 5500 Nova damage with really good gear. And the nice thing about Nova is that it has a really high bottom damage. Now, if this sorceress was on live, they'd do about 2.7 thousand damage. Still a really solid amount of damage, but now we've doubled it.
Double.
With the Nova Sorceress, there's a lot of different setups. There's no one correct setup. You can do 105 FCR or 200% FCR. I find with 200% FCR, we sometimes find it a little bit more difficult to get a lot of magic find, and you end up being a little bit less tanky. You have to make some sacrifices. Although teleporting really fast is fun, we'll compare the two here. Here I'm using a Crescent Moon Enigma based setup. This is allowing me to really strip away lightning immunities, whereas a build that's not using Crescent Moon is only relying on Griffins and the facets. Because of Enigma, which gives us the skills, the run walk, all that strength so we can not have to invest so much strength and get more mana, the life per kill, 14 life per kill is amazing because what this allows us to do is almost never use potions. Then it gives magic fun and increased life percent. The Burr Rune is actually not super useful. Burr Rune's damage reduction on an energy shield sorceress, especially a 95% energy shield sorceress, not that amazing. You know, if you're 80% energy shield, the Burr Rune is only reducing 20% of the damage that you're taking from life and reducing that by 8%. So it's very minimal. On a 95% energy shield sorceress, damage reduction is even more useless. If you're going to socket anything other than a facet, you might as well use a Soul Rune or a Mal Rune. On this one, we've got a FCR necklace, Spirit, Tri-Resist boots, SOJ, Iraq, and an FCR ring with frost burns. On my Switch, I'm using a energy shield staff that I found in single player years ago. And so this is a 6BO CTA with a 3 energy shield mod on it. You could also use memory to pre-buff even higher. However, if you get hit by a mana burn mob and you have to redo your energy shield, then it's going to be a lower level anyways, so it might not be worth it, plus it's tedious. With this setup, I've had to invest a little bit of strength, and because I'm not 95% energy shield, I do have some vitality. It's a nice balance, and then I've got the rest into mana. And this gives me 2,000 health and 3,000 mana. For skills, we have 1 Point Wonders, Charge Bolt, Lightning, and Chain Lightning, as well as Thunderstorm. And I've also just got the 1 point into Energy Shield here as well. Give me 80% with battle orders. Pretty decent. We're maxing Telekinesis so that our energy shield becomes more efficient. And even though we have Enigma, 1 point into Teleport. Then I've actually maxed Warmth. You have the option to put a few points less into Warmth and then more into Energy Shield. That's kind of a personal preference. And if you have a higher percentage Energy Shield, what you're going to do is have more energy and less vitality. With player versus monster, we might get mana burn. It's a bug, but it'll reduce our mana pool to 0, and then suddenly, if we're 95% energy shield and we have low health, otherwise, say 1,000 with battle orders, because we haven't done anything for vitality, it puts us into a dangerous situation. So sometimes 80% could be better than 95%. There could be some alterations to this build. For example, instead of Crescent Moon, we could do Heart of the Oak. It's going to make faster cast rate even easier to hit, and it lets us then have a really easy time with resistances too. Or if you really want Crescent Moon, you could use Chains of Honor for more resistance if you're not using a ton of resistance charms, and go for the Crescent Moon Chains of Honor or Heart of the Oak Enigma. In this case, we're doing Crescent Moon and Enigma, which is the best situation, but it requires a lot of resistance gear. I like to use Delirium with Chains of Honor with my Infinity. Delirium's great crowd control. If you're not using this setup, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. This is a 200 FCR build using Obsession, but we lose out on all of the +2 mana percent gear for Frostburns and the SOJ. Here's a really cool ring. It's got some Magic Find on it because this build doesn't have that much Magic Find. And I've got on the boots, Magic Find, 25% poison length reduction, another 25 and another 25 poison length reduction, and on the necklace, 75 poison length reduction. Poison can be really annoying on an energy shield sorceress, and so you might endeavor to get some poison length reduction. That way, wave 2 of Bale is a joke. Here we have lightning facets socketed into the Viper Magi and Griffins. There's no point using anything really other, although you could do a Soul or a Mal. Burroon is a bad idea. You're never going to find this base. Lightning Mastery, Nova, and Warmth. It's a cool idea, but it's super rare, and it's not really obtainable, and it's not even that much better. Honestly, I prefer the 105 FCR with Enigma because I just felt tankier with more life, more mana, slightly slower by 1 frame, and because of the Crescent Moon, I do more damage to lightning immunes that I'm breaking, and this doesn't allow me to do that. I feel weaker and more fragile with this. I was having to use tons of potions, whereas on my other build, I don't use any potions. Do you want to be a tanky immune god source, or do you want to be a fast, speedy, but fragile source? So this is the 200 FCR, still using the same staff. Skills, I've just invested more into the energy shield, less into the warmth, and so now I have worse mana regeneration as well. So honestly, I think the 105 is better from my experience. But you're welcome to try out both, and good luck finding this staff. So that's the Sorceress. I hope you try this out. I'm going to just roll a bunch more gameplay. This thing just tears through the game, even at players 8. When I get my hands on Infinity, I will be playing a Nova Sorceress. It's so fun, so aesthetically pleasing. I hope you enjoyed the video, and check out my other ones.